Today I want to talk about how to use every minute wisely. Time is the most valuable resource we have, yet most people waste it without realizing it. Every minute that passes is gone forever, and how we choose to spend it defines the life we live, the success we achieve, and the legacy we leave behind. Let me tell you a story. When I was starting Alibaba, I had very little money, almost no experience, and a team that often felt lost. I quickly realized that the only thing I had that nobody could take from me was time. Every hour I spent learning something new, every minute I spent improving my team, and every second I spent thinking about our vision was an investment. I didn't have a choice to waste time because I didn't have resources to waste. That is how I learned the true power of using every minute wisely. Even Bill Gates says he schedules every minute of his day and protects his time like it's gold. And Elon Musk, he divides his day into 5-minute blocks just to make sure nothing is wasted. That is the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people. Many people think they have plenty of time. They say, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll start next week. But here is the truth. Time is the one resource that can never be replaced. You can earn more money, hire more people, and gain more skills, but you can never earn more time. When I was young, I remember seeing my parents work very hard every day. They spent hours doing small jobs, earning just enough to live, yet they never had the freedom to think about their dreams. That made me realize early on that if I wanted to build something big, I had to use every minute wisely. Warren Buffett once said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Why? Because time is finite. If you spend it on the wrong things, even small distraction, you will never achieve your true potential. Think about it. A single hour wasted every day becomes over 30 hours a month, more than a full work week. Famous people understand this. Steve Jobs, for example, was very careful about meetings. He asked, is this necessary? Does it really move the needle? By protecting his time, he could focus on innovation, design, and vision. The first lesson is simple. Treat time as your most precious asset. Protect it, respect it, and never waste it on things that do not move you forward. Many people think that to be successful, you must make huge changes overnight. That is wrong. Success is not a sudden event. It is the result of small, consistent improvements every day. I call this the 1% rule. If you improve the way you use your time by just 1% every day over 1 year, that improvement multiplies into massive results. For example, spending 30 minutes a day learning something new or improving a skill becomes 182 hours a year, almost 5 full work weeks. I remember when I started Alibaba, I made a habit of reading and learning something every single day. Even if it was just 15 minutes before breakfast, I treated it like gold. Over time, those small minutes of learning compounded. By the time Alibaba started growing, I had knowledge and perspective that most people could only dream of. Look at Steve Jobs again. He didn't try to master everything at once, but every day he added a little more skill, a little more focus, a little more vision. Tim Cook starts his day at 4 a.m. to work out, read emails, and prepare for the day. He maximizes every minute so that nothing is wasted. The lesson here is clear. Small improvements every day are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do everything at once. They think, I must answer all emails, attend every meeting, and solve every problem. But the truth is not everything matters. The key to using every minute wisely is prioritization. Learn to focus on what truly matters. Ask yourself, does this activity move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, it should either be delegated or eliminated. I like to use the Eisenhower box. It divides tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This simple framework will save you hours every week. Jeff Bezos has a famous approach. He limits himself to 3 priorities per day. Everything else is secondary. By focusing on the top 3 tasks that will have the biggest impact, he achieves far more than most people who try to multitask endlessly. Think about it. If you only have 24 hours in a day, Why waste them on things that don't matter? Focus on the vital few, and the results will surprise you. One of the biggest enemies of using every minute wisely is distraction. Most people don't realize how much time they waste every day scrolling on social media, checking emails constantly, or attending meetings that go nowhere. When I was starting Alibaba, I noticed that my team sometimes spent hours discussing small details that didn't matter. And I realized that if we didn't focus on what really counted, we would never achieve our goals. Every minute wasted is a minute lost forever. Famous people understand this very well. Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, protects blocks of time for deep work, coding, or building new products while ignoring trivial interruptions. Bill Gates also talks about think weeks, where he isolates himself from distractions to read, learn, and strategize. Elon Musk doesn't let anything unnecessary interfere with his 5-minute block schedule. The lesson here is simple. Identify what distracts you, remove it, and protect your focus. Small eliminations of wasted time can create huge gains over months and years. Another thing is planning every minute without overscheduling. Using your time wisely doesn't mean filling every second with work. It means planning intelligently. When I started Alibaba, I quickly realized that some of the most productive moments happened when I had clear plans, but also space to think and innovate. If every minute is scheduled without any flexibility, you will feel trapped and creativity will vanish. Time blocking is a method I recommend. Divide your day into blocks for different activities, learning, meetings, reflection, and deep work. Elon Musk famously divides his day into 5-minute blocks to ensure nothing is wasted. Yet he also leaves some time unscheduled to handle emergencies or new ideas. This balance between planning and flexibility allows you to maximize productivity without burning out. The key is intentionality. Every action should have a purpose. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Does it move me closer to my goal? If not, it can wait or be delegated. By planning wisely, you take control of your time rather than letting it control you. The power of saying no. One of the hardest but most important skills in using your time wisely is learning to say no. Every invitation, every opportunity, and every request takes your time and energy. You cannot do everything. In fact, trying to do everything is the fastest way to fail. When I was building Alibaba, I often had to say no to friends, family, and even potential business partners to focus on the tasks that truly mattered. Warren Buffett says that successful people say no to almost everything. Jeff Bezos also says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. By saying no to distractions and unimportant tasks, you protect your most valuable asset, your time. Saying no is not selfish. It is strategic. It allows you to say yes to the things that will truly change your life. Using time to learn and grow constantly. Every minute you spend learning is an investment that compounds over time. I have always believed that knowledge is the only thing that cannot be taken away from you, and every day is an opportunity to grow. When I was young, I spent hours reading books, learning English, and listening to stories from people who had achieved what I wanted to achieve. Even 15-30 minutes a day can make a massive difference over a year. Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year. Warren Buffett reads for several hours every day. Elon Musk studies complex topics, often teaching himself new knowledge to improve his business. When I was building Alibaba, I used every free moment to read, think, and reflect. The lesson is clear. Invest your minutes in learning because knowledge compounds like money and opens doors that no one else can open. Time for reflection and thinking. Using your time wisely also means giving yourself space to think and reflect. Many people are so busy doing that, they forget to pause and strategize. When I walk alone in the mornings or evenings, I think about ideas, plans, and lessons. These quiet moments often generate the biggest breakthroughs. Richard Branson spends time outdoors thinking every day. Jeff Bezos takes thinking time to explore new ideas and long-term strategies. Steve Jobs often took walks with colleagues to discuss concepts because movement and reflection improve creativity. The lesson is simple. Don't just fill time with action. Use it for thinking, planning, and dreaming too. Implementing micro goals. Big dreams can be overwhelming. The key to using every minute wisely is to break your goals into small